Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk, the small village. Where I lived was famous for its chilling tales, but I never believed I would become a part of them. My name is James, and that summer, I returned to the old house at the end of a cobblestone road where my parents had lived before they died. The house had been abandoned for many years, dusty, with broken windows and tattered curtains fluttering. In the wind, neighbors often whispered that there was something strange about this house, a dark figure appearing every evening. But I thought it was all just harmless, creepy stories. The day I arrived, a heavy silence filled the space. The surrounding houses seemed to deliberately keep their distance. No one wanted to look in the direction of where I was about to stay. The old wooden door creaked when I opened it. A cold, damp air blew in my face. The smell of mold and rotten wood permeated every breath. I walked in, the sound of my shoes echoing throughout the empty room, as if disturbing something that had been dormant for too long. In the kitchen, I found my mother's old things, a few broken porcelain bowls, a wall clock that had stopped running for an unknown year. Going up to the second floor, I saw a large mirror in the middle of the hallway. Strangely, for the first moment, my image was not reflected completely. I stood still for a few seconds, my eyes fixed on the mirror, and then slowly reached out to touch it. The glass was cold, but in it I caught a glimpse of a very fast movement, like a shadow passing behind me. My heart pounded. I turned around, but the hallway was all empty space and closed doors. That night, I spread a thin blanket in the living room because the bedroom upstairs seemed too stuffy. The sound of the wind whistling through the cracks. In the door, the ticking of the dead clock, and even the faint sound of footsteps coming from upstairs. I lay still, trying to convince myself that it was all just my imagination. But then, when I looked out the window, I saw a figure standing right outside the garden, motionless. My heart stopped. I rubbed my eyes, and when I looked back, the yard was empty. I fell asleep without realizing it. But in my dream, I saw myself standing in front of the mirror, and from within, a pair of skinny hands reached out, trying to pull me inside. I struggled, my screams choked in my throat. I woke up with a start, sweating like a shower, and realized that I was still lying on the living room floor. But strangely, there were red bruises on my wrists, as if someone had really grabbed them. The next morning, I went to see the old neighbor, the rare one still living in this area. When I asked about the house, his eyes became distant and trembling. He whispered that a family had died here under mysterious circumstances, and since then, no one had dared to stay long. The phenomena I had encountered were only the beginning. He advised me to leave before it was too late, but I was caught up in my deadly curiosity. The second night, the noise came again. This time, it was clearer, like the sound of something heavy being dragged across the wooden floor. I walked up the stairs with a shaky flashlight in my hand. The flickering light reached the mirror, and I froze. The reflection was no longer mine, but another face, pale, with sunken eyes, a crooked smile on its mouth. I dropped the flashlight. The light rolled across the floor, and darkness filled the room. From deep within, a soft voice spoke, whispering my name like an invitation. I knew I had truly entered a horror story that even word-of-mouth short horror stories could not compare to. And this was only the beginning. I feel clearly that this house is waiting for me to discover the terrible secret it hides. But do I have the courage to continue? Stay tuned for the next episode, where the secrets in the house begin to rise in a more terrifying way than ever.